Hey guys, this is Tara with Gaia Tarot 13, and this is your monthly tarot card reading for June 2017. I have already shuffled and pulled the cards and started to record, and then due to a technical glitch, that being background stuff, dogs barking, whatever, I told you in the other video, the weekly video, if you've already watched that there's lots of stuff going on today. So I just decided that there was so much stuff going on, I was just going to try and give it a go again. Because of that, I've pulled the cards already, since it's kind of like on my end and not energetically. I'm getting the feeling that the same cards need to be read. This is the reading for the month. It's not like that there's any big message to like not do it. It's just like me. Me and my perfectionism. So, having said that, I've already pulled the cards. We've got 4 weeks for the different weeks of the month, and then the overview card. And let me just start off by saying that June is going to be a very powerful month. The first half of the year, I guess it's the first half, but the first 3-4 months of the year were kind of hectic and crazy. May was a little more low-key, and June, it doesn't look like it's going to necessarily be hectic despite the tower. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's just going to be kind of like, yeah, that's what I've got. Can't articulate it better than that. So, let's get going. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so right out the gate, first week of June, we have the Tower card upright. This is about major endings. This is not a huge surprise because the full moon is on the 9th, and the full moon's about endings and releasing and letting go of all that. So it's not like a huge surprise. This does indicate that there are some major big changes that are coming, but I feel like you're kind of expecting them. Like you knew that it was going to happen. That doesn't make you happy about it necessarily, but something has to end. It's something you've been kind of like trying to fight an ending. If, like, of course, it's not going to be for all of you, and I kind of hate to say this because some people get kind of like, meh, but like, a good example of this would be if your relationship with your other has been kind of like on the outs lately, and it's not necessarily that you've been like fighting, and screaming and yelling, and this is finally like, I'm done. This is more of kind of like you've been falling out of love for a while, and you've been trying to hold on, let's try and fix it, and then like, someone just cuts the cord this week. It's like, we know that this has been what's been happening, we've been trying, we've been closing our eyes to it, we've been doing whatever, and it just needs to end. So, it's a big change, a big shakeup like that, but it's not really gonna surprise you. I don't get the impression that it comes out of nowhere. And what's leading me to that this week is really like the lightning bolt in the card. So like the lightning bolt that like causes all this destruction and sets the tower on fire and all that, like lightning doesn't come out of nowhere. Like you see the clouds rolling in, you know that there's storms, it's probably usually raining, or you're at least like seeing the lightning, hearing the thunder, it's overcast, probably in this day and age, the weather guys told you for a week that it's gonna be raining. It's not like it's just out of nowhere. Like, you see it coming. That doesn't make this any better or easier, that at least you kind of had a heads up. That's what we're getting this week. That kind of vibe. Something crazy is gonna happen. It's a week card, so tune into the weeklies, and that'll help clarify what area of life it may be. But since it's not coming out of nowhere, watching this, you probably already know. If you're watching it on the early end, you probably already have kind of an idea of what's coming down the line. So that big change is going to be on its way straight out the gate. I'm going to even say coinciding somewhat with that full moon. Some ending, something you're going to have to release, but it's just time. It's time. Second week, you've got the Eight of Pentacles upright. And this is about hard work and rebuilding from this, and dedication, and this is what you're putting your time, effort, and energy into. You're working on this thing. It doesn't have to necessarily, I mean, it's not going to be this, sticking with the same example, like if this person leaves and that relationship's done, it's not a matter of rebuilding the relationship, refocusing your time and energy on that, time and energy on that relationship. It's like focusing back on yourself, and you're refining yourself and rebuilding yourself, getting back in touch with who you are, because sometimes when we're in a long-term relationship we can lose that. I mean, it's not good to, but it happens. So this is kind of like rebuilding that thing or something associated with, not that thing proper, not what was taken away with the tower exactly, but rebuilding the fallout. Let me put it that way, like picking up the pieces of the fallout from whatever problems the Tower card has caused. In the third week of June, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is reversed. This is saying, just let it be. Just let it be. Trust the universe. You've done what you can do this second week. You've done everything that you can do to rebuild that. Now just kind of put your hands off. I'm looking down at this Eight of Pentacles card instead of looking at you guys. You've done this rebuilding. You've done all of this. Let it be. Let the universe take over from here. It's going to be what it's going to be. Whatever lessons come in is how it's supposed to happen. That's it. Don't try to control things. Don't try to, but I can do more if I just try harder, if I just, nope. Just spend week 2 picking up the pieces, and then spend week 3 relaxing. Take some, me time. Just say, it's out of my hands now. I'm going to let it go. And it's really hard for some people. It's really hard for some people to just be like, no, there's got to be more I can do, to not fall into that, to just kind of sit back and have faith and know that the universe has you without trying to micromanage everything, or without trying to, it's really hard to do that sometimes, but that's the message this week. Chill. Let it happen. Let what's going to be. Week 4. This is why this is the result. This is the perfect card to have on week 4 out of this month. It is the World upright. This is whatever the result is from this tearing down, building back up, and then allowing it to grow. Whatever that result is the new starting point. It is what it is. You've done what you can do in that second week by rebuilding, and this is how it's going to be from here on out. This is your new platform. This is your new normal. This is your new starting point. This thing is taken out. It has left. Its time was done. And now, after putting the work in through the month, because that's why you're starting right out the gate with this big change, this week 2 big change. Week 1. Misstatement. Week 1, big change. And then by the end of the month, assuming you've put the work in, this is okay, here we are now. This is who I'm going to be. This is how it's going to be. This is what's going to happen. Here we are. So that's what we've got. The overview card for the whole month. Sometimes I astound even myself how beautifully these fit together. The overview card for the month is Strength upright. You're strong. You're stronger than you think. This month is going to challenge you. It's going to frustrate you probably at times, but remember how strong you are. Remember how strong you are. You can do this. You can do this rebuilding. This wouldn't have come to you. This tower wouldn't have come to you if you weren't meant to get to the world. Let me put it that way. You can handle it. You can. You can. Just remember that you can handle it. Remember how strong you are, and know that it wasn't brought to you for you to fail. The universe doesn't do that. You are going to succeed. Stay balanced. Stay balanced. Have faith. That's the message this week. Part of the reason that I said it's such a powerful month, because not only, I mean, this is a pretty big, powerful message, but if you noticed, 5 cards, right? And 4 out of those 5 cards are major arcana cards. So these are major life lessons. These are major things that are coming and going. These are the kinds of things that you'll remember throughout your life. These are the kinds of things that you can look back to, that one instance, that one moment, and say, like, that's part of what put me where I am now. Major lessons, major growth. This isn't humdrum, day-to-day being at work and angry that your coworker did something again that they always do, and every time they do that thing, it aggravates you. This isn't that kind of stuff. It's like meeting the person that changes your life, or, like those kinds of things. Probably not meeting so much this month because we got the tower. Probably someone leaving or some situation leaving. This is just big changes this month, and you will be able to pinpoint it back. If not, like, I remember in June 2017, like, if not that, you'll at least remember the situation forever. Major month. That's what we've got, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube page. If you want to get a personal reading with me, the only way to do so is through my website, which is GaiaTarot13.com. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, where I pull a tarot card every day, reading the energy of that specific day. Also, again, check out the weekly videos as we go through June, because that's totally going to help clarify what's going on here. This was a pretty concise message, but it'll help kind of provide some additional information, additional clarity. If you're not real sure what area of life this is happening, if for some reason you don't see something coming that week 1, those weeklies will help. Thanks so much, guys, and we will see you next time.